Good day, folks. Everything new under the sun. Well, it has been a massive, huge last couple of days. And of course, the biggest news is that Nasrallah has been deleted in Lebanon. So Hamas is effectively gone. Israel now moves to the next largest threat, Hezbollah. And Nasrallah, who they've been looking for, but they've been holding off, is now gone. He was the leader, the highest leader for Hezbollah, effectively, until you get to Iranian leadership, IRGC involvement. And so who's next? Well, once Hezbollah is addressed, then look out. You start looking towards Persia, Iran, and Israel going after them. Now, there's high watch list things going on. Not only that, the prophetic battles in the Middle East, which seem to be Psalm 83, the inner circle of nations and the outer circle of nations. But also we have then Psalm 83, and then heading towards Ezekiel 38 and 39, the battle of Gog-Magog, Turkey, Russia, Iran, Persia against Israel. And maybe that also equates to the outer circle of nations in Psalm 83. So high watch period. By the way, October 2nd is Rosh Hashana. Now, Rosh Hashana, from what we believe eschatologically, is the rapture event of the church. Now, I believe the rapture event happens at the midpoint of the 7-year period, the middle of that 7-year period. I'm a pre-wrath rapture believer. I believe that Lord's going to take us out. We're not going to be there for the wrath of God. We won't be on earth for any sort of wrath of God if you're a believer in Jesus Christ. But there will be the wrath of Satan, the wrath of the world, and the consequences of our sin on earth. And I believe the consequences of our sin and the wrath of Satan is effectively the first 3.5 years. That's the first 3.5 years, the Revelation chapter 6, the four horsemen of the apocalypse, the seals. That's not the wrath of God. I believe that's a warning, basically, for everybody, and it comes on easy. Birth pains increase in frequency and intensity until the sun becomes black as sackcloth down in Revelation 6, verse 12, I believe it is. And then we have the kickoff of the wrath of God. And that, I think, comes at the abomination of desolation, when Satan sits on the throne in the third temple, causing the abomination of desolation, declares himself to be God, and that's God's red line, when he says, nope, that's it, you're not going to desecrate the temple. And that's when, again, the wrath of God comes. So we're taken out before that, but the wrath of man, the wrath of Satan, I think we're going to be around for that. And I think that's the four horsemen of the apocalypse and all that, because the point of it is to get you to find Jesus Christ. So Rosh Hashana, this is a significant time. Let's take a look at, I want to go to Rosh Hashana and the date of it. Let me just remove that. So this is Rosh Hashana. When is it? Sunset Wednesday, October 2nd, and it goes through October 4th. The Lord's going to return on the day where no man knows the day or the hour. And Rosh Hashana is one of those holidays that they understand. That is when the priests, there are two witnesses, two priests, they go out and they look for the new moon. And the slice of the new moon, and they don't know when it's going to appear. Is it going to appear tonight or tomorrow night? It's a festival over 2 days, so it's a festival where they understand it as no man knows the day or the hour. And Christians, of course, we relate that to the rapture of the church, where no man knows the day or the hour. So again, I don't think the rapture is this October, but I think the rapture happens on Rosh Hashana. So it's a high watch period regardless, because very, very significant. And of course, the end of the year is a high watch time for any sort of economic collapse, any sort of trouble. Of course, we have the election coming up, World War III, economic collapse, some incredible stuff happening. So let's kick off here. So high watch period, Rosh Hashana, October 2nd. And again, that's the rapture of the church. So if there is a pre-tribulation, pre-7-year period. I believe there's a pre-Great Tribulation rapture. If there's a pre-7-year rapture, then I'm ready to go. And this could be it. You look at how close Israel is to war, and my goodness. But I'm ready. I'm ready whenever the Lord decides to take me, whether I die in a car accident today or he takes me in the rapture pre-wrath or after the 7-year period, whatever. I don't care. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. And the Lord is going to take us in his timing. Let's take a look at a couple of things quick. This is a news article about China, and he's going all out because why? Their economy is failing. They're in massive debt. He is trying to save his economy and stabilize the real estate market, which is about to crash. They had millions upon millions of people investing in vacant apartments, thinking that the value would increase, but they're not. And so they have all these created apartments that people have invested in that are worthless now. And so he's trying to keep that afloat. This is a Zero Hedge article. Arm yourself. This is interesting. Persecuted former FBI specialist urges Americans to stock up on food and prepare for hardship. This is a recent article. Former FBI specialist who was persecuted for questioning January 6th. You're not allowed to question it. It doesn't matter if he was right or wrong. You're not allowed to question it. Just like something else, right? You're not allowed to question COVID, right? It's incredible, even many years after that. But he was questioning January 6th, said during a hearing with lawmakers on Capitol Hill that Americans should stock up food, prepare for hardship. The FBI questioned my allegiance to the United States, suspended my security clearance, suspended my pay, and refused to allow me to obtain outside employment or even accept charity. They destroyed this guy. It sounds like the trucker convoy where bank accounts were frozen. They take away your ability to earn a living. They take away your ability to live. By the way, this is an example, a precursor of what the Antichrist will do when he implements the mark of the beast, where no man may buy or sell save he that has the mark. You will not be able to buy or sell. You will not be able to feed yourself. You will not be able to take charity, because anybody who does will go to jail, because all transactions will be tracked. So, by the way, this is going to be you when the Antichrist arrives, and you will be living under bridges if you're around at that time. The feds came down hard on Allen after he sent an email on September 21st, 2021, which his supervisors claim contained hyperlinks to extremist propaganda. I was listening to mainstream media news, CBC in Canada here, and it was all over. The big story was anti-vaxxers and how they're far-right conspiracies and based on misinformation, and how Florida and the medical community there decided to suggest maybe some people of certain ages maybe not get the mRNA vaccination. And they declared this journalist declared this based on misinformation. So the people who have the training, have the skills, are in the job, they don't know what they're doing. They were duped by misinformation. Meanwhile, this reporter and this news agency, well, they know the truth because they've been told, right? It's incredible. Remember, as we get toward the last days, deception will increase. It will be hard for you to understand and to know what is deception, what is truth. Bible says in the last days, if it were possible, the Christians, the believers, would be duped if it were possible. But it's not, because they have Jesus Christ in them. But the deception is going to be so thick in the last days, and this is what we see right now. Most people are absolutely duped by mainstream media and about what went on. They don't even question what went on. Now, Nasrallah. This is not talking about Nasrallah. Let me go here first. England's chief medical officer admits we may have overstated the danger of COVID. Doesn't matter though, and he was speaking to Congress apparently. The chief medical officer testified to the COVID inquiry, claiming he feared government overdid it when talking about the dangers of COVID. Why? Because the government wants to control you. That's their primary purpose and job. They want to keep you calm. They don't want people rioting the streets or getting out of order, because they think it's their purpose to control you. And effectively it is. You give away your freedom for safety. That's what democracies are. That's what governments and countries are. It's people giving away their freedom for safety. You will always give away freedom for safety. People through the ages have given their freedom for safety until the society collapses. And this is what happened. We all gave away our freedom for safety. The majority always do that. They would rather lose the ability to go outside, lose the ability to do this and that in the name of their own health and safety. Why? Mainly because I think they don't believe that there's an eternity, and they think this is all they got, so they want to live as long as they can, even if it means they can't do anything because the government's restricting them, right? All right, so, the truth is coming out. Is anybody going to pay attention? Well, no. Iran's supreme leader transferred to secure location. Now, this is a big deal. After we had Hamas taken care of, Hezbollah taken care of, Nasrallah, the next step up the chain is going to be Iran and the supreme leader there. And of course, we had the other leader die in a helicopter crash mysteriously, right? And many suggested, well, maybe that was a Mossad thing. And Iran has no idea what Mossad can do. And truly, I don't think anybody does. Nobody knows what Mossad has up their sleeves at this point in time. And rightly so, the Iranian supreme leader is going to a secure location because he doesn't know if his phone's going to blow up tomorrow, or his pager, or his TV, or whatever, or if bombs are going to drop on his head in a bunker like Nasrallah. Nasrallah was in a bunker with all his top generals and leaders, and Israel went in there with, I guess, bunker buster bombs and cleared them out. That means Iran isn't safe, and Netanyahu came out and said as much. Events are moving fast in the Middle East region following a massive Israeli airstrike which killed Hezbollah's longtime leader, Hassan Nasrallah. Hezbollah belatedly confirmed his death on Saturday. Overnight, Iran held an emergency meeting of its National Security Council at the home of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. But immediately after the meeting, which was likely disclosing to Iran's leadership and military the death of Nasrallah, the Ayatollah was reportedly transferred to a secret and secure location. So he knows at any time, basically, that Mossad can take him out by way of any sort of method, electronic, old school, conventional bombs. Basically, he's looking over his shoulder every second of the day at this point, and Israel's going all out now to cut the head off the snake. And get the people in disarray. And the people of Iran, they don't necessarily want to go. They don't necessarily hate Israel, but the leadership does. So this is a big deal. So again, high watch period as we look at Rosh Hashana. Go read Revelation chapter 6. I believe it sets at the timeline of the return of the Lord, the rapture event, which comes after the four horsemen of the apocalypse. I believe the four horsemen of the apocalypse are really the first half of the 7-year period. And we move to an Antichrist figure where he takes away your freedom, your ability to do anything unless you take the mark. And most people will, just like the mRNA, novel vaccine. No one cared that they didn't want to hear about adverse effects. They were happy to be the guinea pigs because they were fighting a war. That this was their part in the war against COVID, right? Meanwhile, leaders are coming out and saying, like this England's chief medical officer, saying, well, you know what? Maybe we overstated the severity of it. Maybe young kids didn't really need it. They were strong enough already. Maybe it was just the old people. And so, yeah, pay attention, folks. High watch period. Thanks for watching. I'll leave there. We'll see you in the next video.